Hello everyone. Today I'm going to discuss the reason why I actually started my channel. It is all about a rare multi-system autosomal dominant genetic disease called tuberous sclerosis complex. A rare disease, not some people might have it, not even know they do. And then there's so many levels of the spectrum when it comes to TSC. You can have it so severe that it's really difficult to go about your day without having countless seizures over and over again. Or you can go about your day and live a perfectly normal life and go on to become doctors, scientists, whatever it is you want, your heart desires, as long as you put in the work. So welcome to those of you guys that are new to my channel. Welcome to those of you guys that are seasoned subscribers. Welcome back. On Mondays I do videos all about fashion, accessories, just stuff that I enjoy doing. And then on Fridays I do videos all about TSC and FSGS, which are two rare diseases that each of my daughters carry the gene. And just what we face, right? Not only about TSC and FSGS, but all the other things that come with it and that we face throughout our years and their short lives, unfortunately. But either way, you know, we have our challenges, but we do overcome them. So I'm very proud of both my girls. So if you're interested in either or, please hit the subscribe button and hit the little bell so you can be notified on all of my latest videos. And please don't forget to hit that like button. And please feel free to comment below and let me definitely know if you are dealing with a rare disease like TSC and what have you overcome or dealt with, or if you have any questions regarding TSC. Feel free to comment so that you can help me with the algorithm gods. So let's get started. So what is TSC? So TSC is a it's like non-cancerous tumors that grow pretty much in your brain, your heart, any kidneys, liver, lungs, any vital organ throughout your body. So you can have tumors that grow in your brain and in your heart, let's just say, or you can have tumors that grow in your kidneys or liver. So unfortunately, it's not an easy disease to treat, because you may have, when you're born, you can have a tumor in your heart, but the bloodstream can absorb it. So it doesn't mean that it would do anything really with the heart, unless obviously if it's blocking some blood flow, then obviously the doctor would have to remove the tumor. And again, it all depends as to where it's located. That's what makes the disease so complex, right? So for both of my daughters, my oldest daughter, she had the smaller tumors in her brain. My youngest daughter though, has the SEGA. So with the SEGA, it's really complicated because it starts off as a small tumor and it grows, right? So if you don't treat it or remove it, unfortunately, it can cause some blockage, which was one of the incidents that happened with my youngest daughter, where we were monitoring her annually with an MRI, and the tumor was not growing. So we ended up going to get her her braces, mental braces, and for the 2.5 years that she didn't have the MRI, we saw that towards the end of her treatment with her braces, all of a sudden she was having a stiff neck during her karate session. So she was taking karate classes, and she ended up getting a stiff neck. So we of course assumed that it was because of the karate classes, but we saw that she wasn't getting better. So it was just, she kept having the stiff neck. So I knew something was off. I took her in to go see her neurologist. The neurologist said, let's get the MRI done. I said, but I thought we couldn't because she had the metal braces, right? So he indicated to me that we can do it, you know, it'll just kind of be, this part of the MRI will be blown out, so you won't be able to see it. It'll be a little blurry here, but we can see what's going on. We got the MRI done, and we saw that her tumor was about 3.8 or 3.65, between 3.65 and 3.8. It had grown tremendously from where it was at like 1.8. So immediate panic went in. We didn't know, it was a Saturday when the doctor's office called us, said, hey, you gotta come in because we may need to do may need to do surgery. And I was freaking out. Actually, it was Friday. By Saturday, it was full-on panic, even though the surgeon was saying, listen, hold off, let's wait till Monday. From what we're talking about, it didn't seem like they had any issues. They didn't see any big or major issues that would cause them to freak out to bring her in for Saturday surgery. So we ended up waiting till Monday on the appointment. Mind you, I was freaking out the whole weekend. By Monday, went to see the surgeon, and after I had done a whole weekend of research on this, right? Because I wanted to find out if there was any option other than surgery, even though I was ready for the surgery. I came packed, ready to go. We went in to see a surgeon, and we discussed a new medication that had just come out a few years prior. I think it was 2018, and it was called everolimus. So everolimus was it was a game changer for us, and the biggest part of that was because it's a protein blocker. So it's lots of patients with cancer or cancerous tumors actually use this medication to help the tumor shrink. So when in our discussions, the neurosurgeon felt he wasn't comfortable as to where the actual tumor was located, and he said it could affect her even more. She already had her learning disabilities, her processing delays, reactive delays. He said, let's try it. So we ended up putting her on it. He didn't see any signs of her that made him worry that it was going to get worse as long as we started her on that medication right away. So I started her on the medication. I started to see she started to do really well. Like, I started to see little changes here and there. She was reactive to a lot more stuff than she was normally as the months progressed. Obviously her neck got better. So when we did the next MRI, it had already gotten down to 3.2. So that was about 6 months to a year later. So within 3 years, it went down to about 1.65. Excuse me, I know I'm messing up one of the others. I think it was 3.8, then now it was 1.65 after 3 or 4 years. So the medication done tremendous for her. So once it hit the 1.65, it stood there. So it hasn't decreased. So recently she went up from 7.5 milligrams to 10 milligrams now. So her next MRI won't be till January, which I'll discuss with you guys once her next one. And fingers crossed, I hope it shrinks even more. So I'm just waiting on that. But so TSC has affected my youngest daughter's brain neurologically. Both of them have another disease that's closely linked or associated with TSC. Is called FSGS, which is another rare disease, of course. It's a rare kidney disease. So with the kidney disease, unfortunately, also not treatable, also not curable. Neither of these diseases are curable. They're just, the symptoms are the only thing that you can treat. So with FSGS, that was really, really difficult to manage because there is no standard of treatment. It's just certain medications that are given to, unfortunately, that are very difficult for kids or anybody in particular. What's it? So with FSGS, which is also known as focal segmental glomerulosclerosis, or FSGS, is just the one thing about that disease is really hard to treat. Most medications they use are like diuretics, ACE inhibitors, corticosteroids, immunosuppressant, drugs, low sodium diets, healthy moderate protein diets, exercise, just stuff like that. Obviously, maintain a healthy weight. Those are like the main things that we really focus on when it comes to treating it. She hasn't been on any medication specific to that. What's funny is that even the I think that taking the everolimus has helped her for some reason. Just, I don't know why, but in my mind, I think some of the medications that she's currently on for her seizures and for her brain have actually helped her as far as her kidneys are concerned. She's had some protein loss, but recently I've tested her I've tested her twice in the past month and a half. No protein in the urine. And the last visit that she went to her kidney doctor, there was also no urine, no protein in the urine. Biggest focus has been just some little small changes like low sodium diets, healthy protein diet, just managing her weight overall. Now I have seen some improvement with her, which is great. Obviously, I got to keep an eye on her. This is a lifelong disease. Nothing, it's just something that's going to be a part of her life, or both of my girls' lives for the rest of their lives. Now, for my oldest, when it comes to TSC has been pretty moderate. Moderate for my youngest, and very minor for my oldest. We actually didn't know she had TSC. I found out they both had TSC because of my oldest. When she turned 12, she started to get the periapical fibromas in her fingernails and her toenails. And when we saw that her father has it, he was born with TSC, and we didn't find out he had TSC till he was in his 30s after our oldest. So it was pretty crazy. When we took her, I actually took her to the podiatrist because I wanted to know. They started on her toenails, so I took her into the podiatrist. He checked her out, and he said he seen it before, but he's read about it. Then he looked it up in the book, and he found out that it was called periapical fibroma, and that's when our lives changed. I was actually like 6 months pregnant, I think, at the time, 6 or 7 months pregnant. I was about to give birth. It wasn't too long after, because my oldest daughter was 12. So when I took her in, when I went to get the ultrasound for my baby, my youngest, that was in my belly still, they saw her with bilateral club feet, and then they also saw like a tumor in her heart. So they told me about all the stuff. Obviously, they had this, I'll never forget, they had this long red carpet down the office, very long walking. I still remember it. It was like I was in the Twilight Zone walking down that red carpet as the walls were, I felt like they were coming in on me. So yeah, so my oldest, her biggest struggle has been FSGS. I mean, she has the skull tumor that really hasn't done much. It just gives her headaches. She's a good student. I mean, she had her struggles as far as just a foggy brain, but that was all due to the FSGS, or the kidney disease. So she struggled with kidney disease since little. I later found out that certain things, there have been signs where it was just different things that was going on with her medically, that you would brush it off as just, oh, it's just, it's something that happened with the kid or whatever. But I later found out that it was signs of just with her kidney disease. So my oldest is all kidneys, my youngest is all seizures. Now with my youngest too, she was having seizures till about 3 years old. We were able to get them fully under control maybe a few years back. Probably when she was like around 10 to 12, where we got it where she wasn't having anymore. Prior to that, she was having maybe 3 to 5 per week. So it was really dangerous. It was really scary for us when she was in grammar school. So yeah, that's our lives. And it's the main reason why I started my channel. A part of this is that when I would look online just to see or kind of hear stories about different families that are just dealing with FSGS, you don't hear it a lot, right? I don't see it online at all. I see the different groups, like one group that I watch, or one group that I follow, or a website that I actually do a lot of research on is the TSC Alliance, which is where I found some of my doctors from. They're fantastic. They're a great support team. There I spoke to a few great people there at the Alliance, at the TSC Alliance, which have been tremendous. And then when I came down to the South and I became a TSC I became a TSC ambassador for the St. Joseph's Hospital in Tampa. I met three amazing doctors and one fantastic, phenomenal nurse there in St. Joseph Hospital, Children's Hospital, and they really, I think, they inspired me to get my message out there. Like, they didn't say, "Hey, Kathy, you should do this," but everything they were doing for me, and everything I would see, like, just everything I see them doing, and how amazing they are with my daughter, and how much they have supported me. Like, they literally keep track of all of my doctors, all of our girls, my youngest daughter's doctors, and they let me know. They look at her medication as a whole. Dr. Larkin, she's a director of pediatric neuro-oncology at St. Joseph's Hospital, and she has been absolutely amazing with my youngest daughter. I absolutely love her. Every time I leave there, I give her a big hug because she's so amazing. And then her nurse, which is Leslie, which is a blessing. I mean, anytime we have a question or we need to discuss something, or I have a concern about the medication or something that's going on, she immediately calls me back, or she'll shoot me an email and say, "Hey, Kathy, what do you need?" And it's like, I need to get her blood work done. All right, here. And I get the prescriptions probably within like a couple hours at the max. I mean, they are the most amazing support staff that we have. Like, they literally, the reason we see Dr. Larkin is because of the everolimus. Like, they monitor her levels. They literally will tell me, "Hey, let's try this, or let's up this, and do you have any concerns?" And they keep track of my daughter's kidney function to make sure that that's not affecting her kidneys in any way. I mean, a true blessing. And I am going to be doing an interview with Dr. Larkin and Leslie in a couple of months. I said this before, I just want to continue to build up it's really all about just building up my channel, because I want to get that message out about how amazing Dr. Larkin, Dr. Cockrell, because she's the first one that I was working with, another amazing doctor, and then the nurse practitioner there, Leslie. I mean, everybody there. Literally, I adore everybody there. And just really, really good group of people there that have been totally amazing and have changed our lives for the better. Everolimus has definitely changed my daughter's life, as well as ours in a whole. Now, for my oldest, she recently got a kidney transplant, and she's still having her struggles here and there. A big part of her struggles right now is her anxiety, and what we're trying to do to get her back to just feeling comfortable in her own skin at this point, instead of just worrying about the next surgery, you know, because that's been her life for 8 years, you know. So this is all new to her. So she's definitely got to get her mind straight. But again, I know that it's difficult. I see people having healthy children all around me. They get to travel the world, they get to do all this stuff, and my girls are just struggling to just have a normal life or have a healthy life. So I know it's hard, and it kills me inside. I deal with it, but I know they're gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay. I know it kills me inside, but I know we're gonna be good. We're gonna be okay, and my oldest gonna be, she'll get back to just feeling better about herself. That's all that really matters to me. And my youngest is gonna be all right, you know, because we're gonna be there to support her no matter how hard life gets. And we have our struggles, you know, we have our big struggles, like when I tell you, but we're gonna get through this together. So just a reminder, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nurse, I don't have a medical degree, I've never worked in the field. This is all real life experience and what we've gone through, and how we overcome. You know, so when I tell you my story, it's all about our real lives and what we deal with. And I hope this message is coming across as just giving you the information that, you know, what we've been through and what we continue to go through. And I hope it helps you make the right decisions if you are in the same similar situation with the rare disease like tuberous sclerosis complex. Get out there and research doctors that have experience and knowledge of TSC. It's really important, especially neurologists. They'll probably have a lot more experience with that. So thank you. I hope that you found this video informative, and I hope it helps you out if you are dealing with TSC, or if you're not, just to find out a little bit more about the rare disease that our that our family goes, deal with on a day-to-day basis. So please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that little bell so you could be notified on all of my latest videos. And please don't forget to hit the like button. And also, if you know someone with TSC or tuberous sclerosis complex, or if you have any questions, feel free to comment below so we can get to know each other. Thank you. And please don't forget to focus through and evolve. Ciao.